Hiya and welcome to tonight's Hit the Bar, the Shrimps fans panel. We have returning Gareth and Brian and the magnificent Hopi, of course.
The magnificent.
Michael the Magnificent.
We'll talk first about the Gillingham game. I mean, the MK Dons game. I'm going to refer to Gillingham game. That's right, it's in my head. So we've had two away defeats, quite different ones, I thought, because the Gillingham game didn't see anything in that for us. We didn't pose a threat at all. Brian, you and I both went to MK Dons. Wasn't quite the case. We did create a few chances, didn't we? But disappointing result in the end.
I thought first half we were great. Until they got that equaliser. He gives away that stupid free kick and he just kind of...
No need for it, was there?
No, it was dumb. We all said it at the time. And they get the equaliser, and then I thought from then it was just a complete mess. The second half, I don't know what was going on there. In the end, could you keep track of the subs and when they're supposed to be playing? Because it was like chaos, wasn't it?
Yeah. What disappointed you most then about the whole day and the way the game went?
The whole day. Where do you want to get me started? The whole day. The atmosphere in there. I know it's a cliche, but the atmosphere's terrible in there.
Great ground, isn't it?
The ground's amazing. I went with our Charlie, and Charlie took his friend, and they were massively impressed with it. And then when they saw the actual amount, I think it's just over 5,000,
something like
that. 30,000. They were like scratching their heads, like, this is weird. Yeah, 5,000 and a 30,000 ground, and you could hear during the game, you could hear like this mumbling from their crowd down there in silence. The odd shouts from idiots like me, and I won't name any of the names, but we were giving it somewhere. And you could hear your voice echoing around the stand, and then you could hear the bench. And
on the pitch, then, where do you think we went
on the pitch? I'm going to try and be honest, and I hope this doesn't piss a few people off, but it probably will. I thought there was 5 or 6 really good performances out there in both halves. I thought at the back they did pretty well, you know. But again, it was the same old story for me. There was 3 or 4 passengers I thought out there that I looked out there and I thought, you're not tracking that, you're not picking your man up, you're not rushing to close him down. And it just cost us in the second half.
Yeah.
And I'm just disappointed Derek Adams didn't take a couple of them off, maybe early in the second half.
Talking about idiots shouting, you may have heard me shouting about
5 minutes.
Idiot. 5 minutes before they scored. I shouted, Derek, don't wait for them to score to make the substitutions. And that was the most disappointing thing. It was patently obvious that they were going to score unless we put fresh legs on.
The lad who was man of the match plays down that right hand side there.
Aaron McLean.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what I'm not sure, isn't it? But we didn't cope with him in the second half, and I thought you've got to make changes there, and we didn't. And Adam Lewis, I really like him as attacking force, and he's playing.
Needed help, didn't he?
He's playing the wing back, but there was nothing.
And it's that tracking back again.
Yeah, there was nothing there helping him at all.
The thing is, Hope, we have got a squad now, and we've said, you know, we've at last got a squad where we've got players on the bench who can make a difference. On the bench, we have the likes of Tollett and Dackers and Sluey, who, looking at the starting 11, I wouldn't necessarily have started with any of them, but
for good impact.
They're certainly good enough for. I mean, Jed Garner, all right. I wouldn't have necessarily put Sluey ahead of him in the starting lineup, or Dackers even.
He should have come on for him though.
Yeah, before they scored, and that was the disappointing thing.
Yeah.
We're all shouting for
Tollett on the bench.
It is just working with what you got, and I honestly feel sometimes Derek doesn't utilise the squad as best he could.
I
Because
agree.
Ben Tollett was absolutely killing it earlier in the year. But if he's not getting the chances, how can he get back on form? But I was thinking this to myself the other day, and it must just be what he's doing on the training pitch.
Yeah.
You've got Edwards getting in ahead of him, and he's amazing. He can just turn a player like he doesn't exist, but there's no ever end product. I would see Tollett ahead of Edwards for me from starting.
He's not the goal threat for me.
I would like to see both. I do think both together could be very
You like
good.
him? That's fair enough. You like him.
Again, I'm
I'll
not.
see more from him.
When I looked at the starting 11, I thought that's all right. That's okay. And it was just, and like I said, the players on the bench, I'm not saying they're better than the players that were on from the start, but there's certainly, you know, a Dackers coming on for the last half hour, or a Tollett coming on with 30 minutes to go when we're one apiece, I think is better than a Jed Garner who was obviously knackered
Yeah.
Callum Cook, who was a spent force,
Yeah.
just fresh legs.
So,
He
yeah.
seems to wait
You need
until
a
we go.
chance.
There were certainly some players I thought were really struggling in that second half, and I thought he should have made the changes. And the Slew one was obvious because he will forget the skill going up front. He would have tracked in down that side.
Tracks back.
They were killing us down there, and
Yeah.
he would have tracked in there, and I thought I would have helped out.
But I mean, on the optimistic side, it was a better performance than the Gillingham game. You know, it was.
What isn't?
Right. How did you see it? I mean, you didn't go, but
No, I wasn't there.
you'll have seen the results coming in. Was it something you expected, or?
The Gillingham game, you know, you look at that, you're thinking Cola's on a bit of a bad run. You know, we could possibly get a win there.
Yeah.
And then MK Dons, you're always thinking we're a good side, aren't they? Even though the table's sort of
Like I
lying
said,
a
Well,
little
we're
bit,
normally
yeah.
their bogey sides. We
Yeah.
normally do well
Hogan on the bench, and we're all going, please don't
Yeah.
bring him on. He didn't have to.
Hulk
No,
Hogan.
that- you know,
Hulk Hogan, yeah.
the changes they
What-
can make.
Derek said afterwards exactly what you're saying. They
Yeah.
are in a false position.
They are,
They're not
100%,
that
yeah.
good side.
But they were on a bad run though, weren't they? That's
Yeah.
the point.
That's what Gillingham, weren't they? They were-
That was the first goal they've scored this year at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, and you look at Gillingham was the same, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So why are we struggling against these teams that are struggling?
We don't have that for me.
We go and beat Wimbledon, don't we? And then
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
beaten
been,
well.
that's been a case with Morecambe for a few years. We have always struggled against the lower league sides, and
All the
you
teams
know,
that are
yeah, lower in
struggling.
the league.
they're on
we've
a
got
bad
teams that are
run and we
struggling
just
and do
go
well against
there
top
and
sides.
just don't really do the baseball.
But we just need wins now. We just need. That's all we need because
Well-
we just need to keep ahead of the people around us and
Yeah.
stay up. Because if
What do
things
you
go
think
wrong,
realistically,
trouble.
Opie, that we need 5 wins out of the 10 and a few draws? Something like that?
yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
At least 5.
Which would give us 3 defeats in that.
Yeah, no, I can see
That's
that.
some turnaround in form, though, isn't it? It's,
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to be
Well, we
realistic.
Yeah.
have played a lot of those. No, to be fair, yeah, we've played a lot of top
We were
sides,
saying that
haven't
a couple of
we?
weeks
We've
ago.
played a lot of top sides, and we've played them twice, and maybe it is now more of a mid-table.
Well, we've got-
table
So
side.
get the deck chair.
At home, we've got Barrow, we've got Carlisle,
Winnable.
we've got Swindon, and we've got Harrogate. 4 teams that we've
Winnable.
beaten away.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Winnable game.
They're 4 teams that we have
Cheltenham-
shown that we
Cheltenham as
can
well.
beat. We've beaten them away.
If we beat at least 3 of them, I think we'll be all right. We can. I think we can allow for one defeat out of them 4.
And then we need to pick up some results. On
Yeah.
the road, we've got what? Port Vale, Grimsby, Chesterfield, Bromley. They're tough games.
Grimsby, I could probably see a win. I think we could.
Really?
You know what? I
They
think,
were one of the best teams to visit us,
I
but
thought they were a good
They
side.
were,
Yeah,
they-
they-
but
They're
you
hot
know
and
what?
cold,
I
aren't
think if we can go in,
and cold.
if we can get a string of form together, I know we haven't this year. We've been
Yeah.
very inconsistent, but if we can, I don't see why we can't. We
But the
can't say
problem is, Opie, we haven't put back-to-back wins together, have we? That's the big
No,
problem.
I think-
really.
Yeah.
We haven't,
So
you know, we
my
can't
thing
say,
is-
oh, we win one game, beat Wimbledon. I really thought we'd go MK and
Do you
do
think
it.
it's a case of the team keeps changing? So it
Yeah.
does
Oh,
keep changing a bit because
oh,
we don't stick with the
lot of
same team
injuries.
week in week out.
but you know that's going back to the squad again, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
if you're playing Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday,
Oh,
you've
not
got to
everyone's
use
there.
your squad to.
And that's the
you
problem.
know,
To be fair, that's
rest
the
of
problem with our squad because we have gone for a lot of older, like non-league journeymen, and that is the issue because
Yeah.
we can't stay fit.
But he
week
wasn't
in,
doing,
week
was
out.
he? He had
No.
2 very good players lined up in Dallas, and the lad who went on loan, when we went on
You
loan,
went- I think it
Chesterfield.
was Chesterfield.
Yeah.
If Jason had got that
Billy,
money
Billy something.
when he
or
said he was
I
going
think
to
it
do,
Mm.
it might be a different story now.
Yeah, yeah.
That, the lad at,
Oh, yeah.
the lad at Lincoln Street,
Yeah.
what a player he looked.
Yeah.
He looked like he was on fast forward when he played
Yeah.
our place.
Yeah.
You know, it was that
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
He's on fire at Lincoln. If we'd have brought somebody like that in,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, it'd be a different story.
I'll tell you what, Lee Angle was really good at MK, and when he
Yeah.
took him off, there was a mass
Yeah,
groan in the crowd. I could see
Because
Oh,
that.
the
because
Angle.
Jed should have come off at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was really good. He
Again,
looked like he-
Angle, it's his fitness in it, you know, and he's
Insane.
really,
I still
really
think
good.
he was causing enough problems
was,
to
yeah.
give him at least
Yeah.
a bit more than that.
Yeah.
I
He
was
labours a
disappointed.
bit though when he starts to tire, doesn't it?
But he was a handful, Gareth. He was
Yeah.
getting in the faces, and he was
Yeah.
he was causing problems, and nobody else really did after he
No.
went off. Really.
I hear what you're saying, Hopi, about what we need and the number of wins, and Gareth, we haven't been getting them,
No.
so we need a change in those fortunes. My thing is, I'm looking back at it, say 3 or 4 weeks even, and you're looking at reeling in Accrington, reeling in Harrogate,
Yeah.
reeling in maybe Gillingham dropping down there, which
Yeah.
we said there's
No,
always
okay,
one
good
that.
bother.
Now we're looking at it, Accrington are 10 points
They're
ahead of
gone
us,
now. Yeah, they're gone.
and that's the nearest one. To me, we're running out of teams that we can
Yeah.
end up above.
So free.
And I honestly
race.
think it's 2 out of the bottom 3 now, and that's it.
100%.
So
Yeah.
we've got Carlisle and Tranmere. Sorry. I didn't mean
3,
that
2,
was
1,
a
right,
sense.
yeah.
Full sense of that.
So we've got Carlisle and Tranmere. Tranmere picked up a decent win, and I mean I think they're away at Bradford on Saturday.
Yeah.
Carlisle are at home to Wimbledon. Wimbledon, decent side, but they've lost 2 out of the last
Well,
3.
the worry
Travelling
is,
well, are they?
the worry is that they've both also. I'm not saying we should
Invested.
at all. Well, they've both sacked the managers.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh,
No. I'm
God.
not going there because I love Derek. I'm not going there. I'm going down the avenue of they could have a new manager
I've got a
bounce.
Bentley backside up in a minute.
Yeah, well, he's gone at
They
Southport.
could
hasn't he,
have a
yesterday?
new manager bounce. I'm not saying we should do it, so I don't think we should at all. We should
I
back, we should
don't,
back
I don't
Derek.
see what we're going to gain with
No,
the squad that
zero.
we've got.
I'm going to
Zero
agree
game.
with that. I don't think.
You know.
I don't think
I
we
think
would
without
gain.
Derek, we'd be rock bottom.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not saying we should
No,
sack
I
him.
get that.
I'm saying that I think
okay.
those teams could go on a
Maybe.
new manager bounce and leave us for dust.
Yeah, they've reacted, haven't they? You know, they've made a move. I think Tranmere give it the lad till the end of the season, haven't they now? Mark Hughes is no mug, is he? He's been
No,
out, you know,
yeah.
so...
Yeah.
They're only
And
getting
they
rid
brought players in, didn't they?
Yeah.
They have bought players, and they haven't really ripped up any trees
No.
yet. But they might gel. Maybe just
I think he dug them out last week, didn't he, Hughes? He said they're not fit, they're in no
Yeah.
sort of
Yeah,
condition.
this
Yeah.
Carlisle experiment, I
Yeah.
think this year for them has gone massively wrong.
Yeah,
I think they do probably just need to go down, rebuild, and come back up.
yeah. But I
They've
mean,
got the
Tra-
resources
not
to do
us,
that, though.
Tranmere fans would have been looking at our victory at home to Wimbledon
Yeah.
and saying the same sort of things that we're saying now. So and then that was a good win. You
There's
know,
no
there was no
reason.
fluke in
You
that.
can't
We
win
played
games.
really
It was
well.
really good.
Played very
And we
well.
played all right against MK when he brought the subs on.
First half.
When he brought the subs on, we
Yeah.
had a couple of chances. I'm
Yeah.
not saying we deserved to get a draw.
Yeah.
We didn't. They were the better side, but we could have got a draw. We could have nicked a draw.
We had a couple of good chances at the end, didn't we? And you're thinking, slow with that header and then
Yeah,
just
yeah.
toll it that little.
The ball right
Yeah.
across. And in the first half,
Yeah.
we had that great move down the left, and then
Yeah.
Guillon puts it across, and it would have
Yeah.
been a tap in.
Yeah.
And their lad, good defending by the way, you know,
Yeah.
just got in there. But we did have the chances.
Yeah,
on
it wasn't
Saturday.
a total disaster, but it just kind of disappointed how we kind of fell away a bit after the first half. That's all I'm saying.
Is Barrow game on Saturday a must win?
Oh, yeah. And more.
And more.
And more. And more.
We get 4 points for it.
And if what I'm
6
saying is,
points.
if we lose on Saturday, is that season over? Are we down?
No.
If
It's
Tranmere
not
win-
over till the fat lady sings.
Correct, it isn't, but realistically,
Yeah, I think so.
alright.
I'm sort of resigning myself to it now.
Yeah.
I think with the injuries, the poor form, I think what sort of side
Yeah.
will we put out on Saturday? Because he's got no midfielders, he's got,
Yeah.
you know...
The midfield, that was I was going to bring that up. There was nobody to come off the bench.
No.
in the
Right.
midfield on
You're
Saturday.
looking for a Harvey McAdam a bit of legs
Yeah, there
tonight
was
to come
nobody
on.
to come on in
I
that
know Paul
area.
Lewis gets his stick,
Yeah,
but he's got
yeah.
unbelievable legs with Paul Lewis.
Yeah,
I know he's
yeah,
not fantastic
He's
on
a
the
90-minute player though.
ball. Oh, yeah.
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 Just as a body to come in, innit? We haven't
Yeah.
got anybody at the moment struggling with
You know,
it.
it is what it is, he's limited, but what an athlete.
Opie, are you still hopeful?
I'd rather play Jan Songo than Paul Lewis, but that's by the by. I am hopeful actually. I think we can beat Barrow,
Right.
but like I say,
And you
it's
think
not
we
till
can
it's
win those
over.
games then? Those 4 home games that I've
I think we
mentioned?
can win 3.
then
I
nick a
think
few.
we'll win 3 out of 4.
Right.
I think Harrogate on the last day could be a tricky one because
Yeah.
they'll probably try and fight and steal.
Yeah.
I think Harrogate's the trickiest out of a lot of them.
I think Harrogate will be safe
I
by
think
then.
they'll be alright, mate.
I think
Only
Harrogate's
40
the
points.
trickiest out of a lot
And you
of
often
them.
say, you
Yeah.
often see that, don't you, when it comes down to the last game and it's a team that you're playing that has nothing to play for
Yeah, but-
and you need the points. It never goes that way,
No,
does
it
it?
doesn't.
The
Isn't it
team
like-
with nothing to
At
play
least we're
for
at home this
usually
year.
wins,
It could be
doesn't
like
Yeah.
Coventry.
Yeah.
It could be.
Except that they only needed a draw to go up, didn't they? So they were
Yeah,
happy
true.
with
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh, well, we've got Gibbo and Anton Connor there. They might want to help us out. Even more. I
Doubt
don't
it.
know if Gibbo's fit in it.
Just off the field, I thought there was an interesting missive that came out from the Shrimps Trust. Hope you might be able to tell us a little bit more about this. Just one line in it, really. It was a line from Jason Whittingham back to the Trust, where he was saying that, yeah, he's still hopeful that the sale to the Punjabi Warriors consortium can go through, and that they've said they're now in a position to, or they already have supplied the necessary information to the Football League. But, and a little one-liner, another interested party has come on, and he's now exploring that as if to push the Punjabi Warriors' hand,
Yeah,
or if not, he will go down the route of this new bidder.
yeah, that's what I'm led to believe. I do.
Is that encouraging?
It's encouraging that there's another buyer. I just hope that they can, unlike Punjab Warriors, they can reach out to the Supporters Trust and tell us their vision for the club.
Who they are,
Who
first
they
of all.
are, who they
Yeah,
are, their vision for the
absolutely.
club, and you know what they want to, where they want to take us, because we haven't had that from
No.
Punjab Warriors, which is a little bit of a red flag. That's
A little
that's a
bit.
personal,
A
that's a
little bit.
personal.
Gareth,
view.
are you buying it? Are you
Not
buying
one
this?
bit, not one bit of it. No, the minute there's a bit of pressure put on him, not a penny more campaign. You know, the talk sports stuff. It just comes out with a load of rubbish. It's just, no, I don't believe a
You
word he
think
says.
he's just trying to buy time
Yeah,
and
100%.
take
He's got
stuff off his
a bit more
off
pressure
his
on him.
shoulders?
I'll give him a little bit of tidbit. I'll give him this, and that'll shut him up. Load of rubbish.
I
False off.
completely agree with you,
Yeah,
Gareth.
don't believe a word of it.
Completely agree. He's a sham. The guy's.
Yeah, don't believe a word he says. And people still do, and it frustrates me.
Yeah.
Don't listen to a word he says. Absolute bandit.
We could be sat here in start of next season or
Yeah.
something, and probably nothing's changed.
We can't just keep listening to his lies. We've got to make a stand now.
So I suppose then the response from the trust should be, Opie, this is great news. Tell us a bit more about
Yeah.
it. And then he'll probably come out with this person wants to stay anonymous or
Anonymous,
something
yeah,
like
they've got
that.
some sort of secret
Exactly.
agreement.
But that's the point that we made
Yeah.
about the Punjabis, isn't it?
Mm.
We had to flush them out. And
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to do that.
Well, it's
if you're wanting to buy a club and you're wanting the club fans and all the board of directors and the community to get behind you, which you must want to do,
Oh, it's easy to do. When you
you
come
just
in,
go, here, we'll have a meeting.
Oh.
These are who we are. These are our credentials. We'd love to buy this club. Hope you support us. Hope it can all go through.
Well, that's how it normally works.
it'd be like Jesus riding at Bethlehem, won't it? We'll line the bloody streets for
Normal
him. We'll wash the
Big-
feet.
Yeah.
Peacock
Yeah,
feathers.
we'll do. If you've got a bit of coin and you're going to buy our football club, you know, and you're decent, honest people, we'll line the streets for you. It's easy.
But we've got another name in the frame, haven't we? Tyson Fury. He's going to
You're
be.
not going back there, are you?
What? He's going to be he's going to be manager of the England soccer aid team, and or the rest of the world soccer aid team. If you want to get into football, Tyson, it's on your doorstep, mate. You don't have to go to Wembley or wherever it's been.
The ball can run it. The ball can run it for you. You just chuck the cash in.
Yeah.
You can do it ourselves.
Or if it's not you, a mate of yours,
Yeah.
get some Aaron Prince or something.
God, yeah.
I still hold on to that.
Yeah.
Because it's there.
Get
isn't it?
Isaac Lowen as chairman.
And it's like, yeah, get Isaac on the board, he'll sort it out, proper shrimp.
You can't have him tweeting. You won't go
No.
there.
To decipher it.
Alright, we'll leave it there for now. We've got, like we say, a very winnable game. Not saying we will, but we know we can because we have done at their place against Barron on Saturday. We'll speak to you next week on Hit the Bar, the Shrimps fans panel. Thanks for watching. Up the Shrimps!